for our plans if we don't make it in Super League next year? Do we have anything set in place?
Well, I think we have covered this really. We have plans. There's nothing concrete in place. I mentioned obviously we've got the problem of the length of the lease that we've got on this place. We will aim to stay here. I've already said that. We'll try our hardest to get a new lease to stay here. But there's plenty of grounds around that we can share at if we absolutely have to. I mean, we haven't done any deals with anyone moving forward. We've spoken to all of the grounds around here, you know, and there's openings on all of them. They want our money, don't they? So, you know, there's going to be a place to go if we absolutely have to. But as we keep on stressing, we're going to work our socks off to stop that from happening. And anything we can do, we will do.
Just Super League chance that we could go to Oakwell until we get the stadium built.
Well, Oakwell ticks every box that they ask us to tick, so they don't really have the chance to say no. I think that's fair, isn't it, James?
Yeah.
Okay, so going back to a bit of an earlier question, I think they're pushing you, John. Would you be happy coaching in the Championship if the contract offered by Andrew was okay, or is Super League your only goal?
No, I've liked it at this club. I've really thoroughly enjoyed being at this club, and it's provided a challenge in every way, and perhaps the Championship would. Yeah,
it's another challenge, isn't it?
And perhaps the Championship is another challenge, but I am really looking at that until until the RFL confirm one way or the other. But of course you would, and because I do feel an affinity with these fellas, the players. Yeah, I've looked those guys in the eye and I've told them to come here because there's an opportunity here. And it's difficult to do that and then say, well, there's an opportunity only if we're in the Super League. And a lot of the players that we've brought here, should that we go into the Championship, be young enough and they're good enough to get the club straight back up within that 3-year time frame. And that's what we've got to look to do. You've got to have Plan A, and Plan A is Super League. And Plan A is being competitive and develop into an elite club in Super League. But if Plan B means that you take a step back to take 2 forwards in the future, it's going to be...
Aside to that, if you were to go into the Championship, would it be viable to keep a full-time squad?
I think if we'd set up here in late February with a licence application in April and not looked at it, you won't be very happy. The reality is that we're one of the 3 clubs have got potential to be in the Championship. However hard we fight, it may, you know, there's still that chance. So yeah, we've done the cash flows, we've done the projections. We know that we can spend over £300,000. We can apply to spend another £100,000 on top of that. So you're talking about £400,000. If you get 20 players on 20 grand, you're pretty much there. If you work it there, so could you keep a full-time squad on 20 grand? Possibly. You might have to throw a couple in at 30 and a few in at 5 and 6 and 7 and young ones coming through. It's very viable, and in many ways we know what we have to do, and we have to work harder off the pitch, keep the sponsors on board, talk to the main sponsors and the back of the shirt sponsors already committed, but.
Unless someone offers more.
Yeah, unless Everbill will come back, which we're talking to.
We love you, Everbill.
But basically, yeah, is the answer. It's not what we want, and no more so than the people sat up here, but the success that we're going to have from this point going forward is success, whether that's success in Super League or being the best club outside Super League until we get some bricks in the ground. But you're now watching a team that wants to be and will strive to be successful.
Yes, I was asked earlier on just to mention, anyone that's got last year's playing shirt that hasn't yet bought this year's with West Yorkshire windows on it, could you please buy it before Sunday and at least please our chairman. So Neil Haggard, Glenn spoke about playing for the badge. Would he be pulling a shirt on next year without a Super League licence, and how many more of our players would jump ship?
It's a tough one to say about other players, but as we've already said tonight, that everyone who's playing here at the moment wants to play for the badge. So for myself, I'm taking it. This might be my last year playing. I've done all my coaching, looking at getting into that field. I'd love to stay at the club, but come the midway through the year, if I'm feeling good and the body's holding up, I never say never. But at the moment, my contract ends the end of this year, and I'll be looking for a job somewhere. So I'd love to stay at this club. Of course, I would.
This guy to the left is really taken to this club, and I think the club's taken to him. I think he's been an absolutely prime example of a first-class leader with all this sort of trials and tribulations that we've experienced in these last few months. The young players respect him greatly, and he will have a great future in coaching. But we've slightly changed his playing role. And as we said before, I mean, Steve Menzies, he backs himself out there, and he's played till 37, and this guy's good enough. So, you know, if I were Len, I wouldn't be too keen to hang his boots up yet, because you're a long time sat in your house retired.
Neil, you asked that last question, he's put on the bottom of this paper, Mr. Glover, look to your left, keep him at all costs. I've got to say, I think it's nice you think so highly of me.
I got into this club because of the people that surround us. So I believe that we've got a really, really strong team, and I think we're all singing off the same song sheet going forward. So, you know, as long as everybody continues doing what we're supposed to be doing, there's no reason as we stand at the moment for change. Saying that, I'm not sure about James. It's a bit dodgy, is this one?
He only came for a ground board.
Can I just say, we all recognise the marketability of the Wildcats logo, but can we have, while we've got the top table here, can we have a little bit of assurance that Wakefield Trinity is going to be the name of the club and not be referred to as Davide just did, although excellent community, it's acceptable, as Wakefield Wildcats? It's Wakefield Trinity.
It's Wakefield Trinity Wildcats. We've got, there's a market for people that are just purely Trinity, but there's also a market for Wildcats, and moving forward, they're the market that's going to be growing into us as well. You know, we're going to get all the old ones back, the Trinity side of people back, but we've got to continue getting new ones. And he's had 16 years now as Wildcats.
I'm not advocating dropping Wildcats. I'm saying that at times we seem to be constantly referred to as Wakefield Wildcats in the press.
Yeah.
And even by the club on the club's official website, it happens quite a lot. And I think I recognise the marketability, that the logo going into the community.
They're both marketable. There's not. I think going forward, both. In fact, it's not both. There's three names. It's Wakefield Trinity Wildcats, and we will be trying at every point, unless we forget to put one or the other one on. We'll be trying at every point to make sure that that is the brand. It's neither one nor the other. We are Wakefield Trinity Wildcats. I hope you all approve of that, I'm sure. Yeah.
Okay, I've just been handed one last one. We talk about the three clubs in danger of losing the licence, i.e. Wakey, Cass and Salford. In fact, walking and talking, I can do a lot, mate, yeah? Why do you believe James, got to do a bit more walking. Why do you believe that Quins and Crusaders have a better case to be in Super League?
I would suggest that an expansionist club, and that's the choice that our governing body's made. It's one of those things that we're going to have to live with. If David Hughes decides to walk away tomorrow, then I don't think any of us would be right bothered in Wakefield. And we'd say the same for the Crusaders, but unfortunately they are there. It's one of the challenges that we've got as a club. We've got challenges on the pitch and we've got challenges off the pitch. And we need to look at ourselves. We have created, the club has evolved to this position, and I'm pretty fed up of making excuses, if I'm honest. We've just got to get on with it. I want us to be honest, I want us to be transparent, and I want us to be in the league for doing the right things. And if we don't conform to the rules that keep us in the league, then we don't deserve to be in, because we've had long enough to have a go at it. And if we go out, we'll make damn sure we come back.
Jim, can I? But comparisons are inevitable, and if you look at the Harlequins Crusaders crowd last week, there were 1,700 people there. And the best way you people could demonstrate to the RFL that it should be Wakefield before either of them is by packing this place to the rafters.
Yeah, that's a bit harsh, Zach. I know both Harlequins fans are very dedicated to the club. Okay, final question from Tony P. Do we have a strategy to raise the profile of the club and able to meet the increased attendances that we're looking for?
Ask that again, sorry.
Do we have a strategy to raise the profile of the club to enable us to increase the attendances, as we've already said?
If you mean for this season, is that what we're talking about? For this season, there isn't a great deal we can do to this stadium other than leave it a right good wash, if that's what you're talking about.
I know in your adverts for your windows, you increase the profile, got the badge out there.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, are we going to be doing TV advertising if that's the question? Yes, we absolutely are. We need to market ourselves. There's, what is it, 460,000 people in Wakefield? If we can't get 10,000 here, what's going on there? It's just wrong, isn't it? There's enough of us. And there's been enough of us for a long, long time. And all we have to do is bring them back. And we will do everything to make sure that we can get them back. It might not always be right. We might have a day where it absolutely siles it down and there's 3,000 people turn out. There's not a great deal I can do about that because of where we are. But every opportunity we have to bring everybody in, we will take. Okay?
Okay, that's it done for questions. On the bottom of 5 or 6 of the sheets that we've had in, I've been asked on them to say thank you to Mr. Glover. So on behalf of everyone, I would like to say thank you, Andrew.